The internet is going crazy, but Blue just dropped a bombshell about me and Harris. And let me tell you, Yandy Smith is not okay. This isn't just some random gossip. This is reality TV chaos at its highest level. Imagine this, Mr. Harris. The man Yandy has supported through thick and thin has been sneaking around behind her back. Now that the truth is out, we all know his history. But this time he's taken it to a whole new level. Jasmine Bleu isn't just making accusations, bringing receipts, details, and raw emotions. Meanwhile, Yandy is devastated, crying more than ever before. Here's the real question. What exactly did Jasmine expose? How did Yandy react? And can Ms. Harris even recover from this scandal? Because, believe me, this isn't just another K-pop love triangle. It's bigger, messier, and more explosive than anything we've seen before. When I say mess, I mean that Harris got caught red-handed again. And, if you've been following the drama, you already know that Jasmine and Miss Harris have a history filled with rumors, accusations, and scandal. However, this time, it's not just whispers, as Jasmine Bleu has revealed everything. When Jasmine went L, it was the beginning of something bigger. People go live all the time, sometimes to talk to fans, sometimes to drop hints, and sometimes just to stir up a little drama, but this was something else. At the beginning of her live stream, Jasmine didn't waste any time talking. She had proof that when she said, "You all are going to hate me for this, but I don't even care anymore. I'm done staying quiet," everyone knew something big was about to happen. Let's take a look at what happened. Yandy Smith was about to pass out when she took a deep breath, looked straight into the camera, and dropped the bombshell. Ms. Harris has been lying to all of us. The comment section exploded. Girl, what? Spill it. It's got Harris in another dirty mess. Then Jay-Z and Blue revealed the truth. Ms. Harris has been sneaking around behind Yandy's back again. But wait, this wasn't just some flirtatious DMs gone wrong or innocuous side conversations. No. Harris had been secretly reaching out to Jasmine Bleu for days, sharing his heart with her, telling her how trapped and miserable he felt with Yandy. He even went so far as to say that if he could go back in time, he would have picked Jasmine instead. And if that wasn't bad enough, he wasn't just venting. Instead, he was making outrageous promises that would drive any wife crazy. At first, Yandy Smith remained silent while fans tagged her everywhere, expecting her to respond. But she didn't, and if you know her, you know she's not the type to keep quiet. A few hours later, she finally went online, and let's just say she looked like she had been through a war, her eyes swollen, her makeup smudged. And her first words, "I don't even have words right now," were all we needed to hear because, according to people close to Yandy, this wasn't just the rumor was true, and it was just the beginning. As soon as Yandy learned, she wasted no time in dragging M. Harris into a private room for a face-to-face confrontation. Believe me, what followed was straight out of a movie. Yandy Smith storms in foam, her voice shaking with rage, slams the phone on the table and stares M. Harris down. His entire expression changes when he sees the messages from Jasmine Bleu on the screen. His first words are you really going to trust her over me, baby?" Oh no, he didn't. That's gaslighting 101. But Yandy wasn't going to fall for it. Begins to shift in his chair, looking around as if he were looking for a way out. But guess what? There was no way out because then Yandy takes out another phone. And listen, ladies, we all know that when a woman has to pee years left, a man's life is about to end. She presses play, and then Harris's voice fills the room. "Jasmine, I miss you. I think about you all the time. I just want to make things right." The room falls silent, and M. Harris's eyes widen in panic. He reaches for the phone, but Yandy catches his hand before he can reach it. "Oh, you want the phone, but you weren't worried when you were out here leaving these messages." However, instead of giving up, he makes a final attempt and flips the script on Yandy. So now you don't trust me after everything I've done for this family. Big mistake, because Yandy Smith is done. Don't talk to me about loyalty when you're out here telling another woman that you wish you had picked her, he said. And then there was silence because there was nothing left to say. That's when it happened. Yandy snapped because this wasn't just about cheating. This wasn't just about another woman. It's opposite trail, years of loyalty that suddenly felt pointless. And in that moment, Harris, sat there silently defeated, humiliated, and Yandy stormed out of the studio, struggling to understand what she had just heard. The embarrassment, the lies, the betrayal was all too much to bear. She had given up everything for him, stood by his side when the world turned against him, and defended him in his darkest moments. Now it was all for nothing. She gripped the steering wheel tightly as she drove home, fighting back. Stops yelling, stops arguing, and all that's left is disappointment. When you realize that it's truly over, but you also realize that this is just the beginning, because things are about to get messy. She wasn't prepared to cry yet, but her mind was racing. Had she been blind the entire time? Had she disregarded the signs? Was everyone right about him? Then her phone rang, and it was Sela. Yandy took a deep breath before responding. What the hell is going on? Sela's sharp, urgent voice broke the silence. I don't even know. And she exhaled. I confronted him, and he couldn't even deny it. She let out a shaky breath, and I just sat there silently listening. You know I always ride for you, but this is bad, Camilla warned. Jasmine is dropping receipts out here. Like, what kind of receipts? Annie asked, barely breathing for screenshots, voice notes, and pictures. Before Yandy could react, Camilla sent the pictures, and her hands trembled as she opened them, revealing unquestionable proof that this wasn't just gossip but was real. In one picture, Jasmine was lying in bed with him shirtless, and in another, they were sipping wine at a fancy restaurant. Yandy's stomach dropped as she said, I can't do this anymore, and her voice cracked. I can't keep defending him. You don't have to. When Yandy Camilla firmly stated, this man has cheated on you too many times. And now the entire world is watching. It dawned on her that this was not just betrayal but humiliation. Yandy Smith wasn't just any woman. She was a respected name and role model who had built a brand of legacy, and he was driving it all through the mud. She wiped away her tears and stood tall, saying, he won't make me look stupid today. Meanwhile, her niece was in a downward spiral. His phone was exploding, and his name was trending. And for all the wrong reasons. It's meant to fix this quickly. So he did the one thing he shouldn't have done. He called Jasmine. The moment she picked up, he snapped you. He barked. Jasmine smirked, and she said, he needs to clean up this mess you made because I'm doing just fine. Oh, now you want to act crazy, but you're the one who kept coming back to me, she said, clenching his jaw. You need to fix this. I swear, or what? Jasmine interrupted. What are you going to do? You don't own me. Just so you know, I haven't even dropped Evergang yet. I have more receipts of silence. He knew she wasn't bluffing. And at the same time, Yandy was pacing around her house, unable to sit still, and she wasn't just heartbroken. I've always supported my man through everything, but today, I saw something that broke me, to be honest. This hurts, but I'm strong and I'll get through this with support. She picked up her phone and went live on Instagram, where thousands of comments flooded in saying, we've got your back. Yandy took a deep breath before speaking, and I wasn't even going to say anything, but she started. He isn't worth it, so leave him, sis. Are you okay? I'm praying for you. What's going on? In the meantime, I felt his entire body relax as he watched from his phone, his hands clenched. He had to act quickly, so he called Yandy, whose name appeared on her screen. And want to say this, but since everyone is talking, I'm going to tell you the whole thing. Jasmine sent another notification, another bombshell, a video. And everything was about to change when the internet crashed. In the video, Jasmine sat in front of the camera, her expression solemn, and she took a deep breath. When Jasmine kept dropping receipts, Yandi realized that this was a whole new level of betrayal and that it wasn't just about cheating. So she took a deep breath and told me that she wasn't just talking about leaving Yandi. He had already planned it and told me he was moving his money around to start over. She also added that Yandi didn't know what was going to happen and that the world was shocked. Did Yandi really not have messes? Was she planning this from the beginning? The comments went crazy, and this one has M's going crazy. Yandi's pulse raced as she read through all of the texts, each one validating her deepest suspicions. Meanwhile, social media was in flames, with some fans calling me a serial liar who never changed. While others thought there was more to the story, with every new detail the internet posted. To sum up, the room was tense as the ultimate betrayal set in after discovering the stunning truth about me and Jasmine Bleu. She gave her phone one last look before turning it off because everyone in the world, including the MD, was waiting to see what she would do next. It wasn't just a fling, it was deep and started to trend justice for everyone. Jasmine Bleu was enjoying the attention as the world debated Andy #me, single quotes, as exposure. And she fueled the fire by posting cryptic Instagram messages that implied that Messi had been pursuing her instead of the other way around. She wrote, "When a man shows you who he is, believe him." This was the first time the internet was in a state of chaos, with fans watching every word in Jasmine Bleu's post. However, Yandi wasn't just hurt, she was furious. This wasn't about a single woman. It was about years of sacrifice and loyalty for me, and now it all felt like a cruel joke. When Jasmine was out there acting like she was the victim enough, Yandi took her phone and called one of her best friends. Her voice was cold, so I had to correct the record. With that, a sit-down interview was scheduled. Yandi refused to let Jasmine or Maisie dictate the story. She was ready to speak the truth as soon as it was broadcast, and it was illuminating without holding back. She claimed to have seen the warning signs months earlier, but she had chosen to put her trust in M. After considering all the justification, and the constantly busy schedule made sense. But the final straw was when Yumi showed the screen grabs, texts, and receipts that showed the world in black and white that the meetings had been happening. The world watched in shock as he allegedly cheated on Jasmine Bleu behind her back while pretending to be a loving husband. Now, there was no escape for me, but there was more. The internet went crazy when it was revealed that M had told Jasmine that he was ready to leave because he was done with Yandi. Jasmine genuinely thought she had won something. Sis, and you're just next on the list. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was too silent, which made matters worse. He was trying to control the situation, but the damage was already done. After days of silence, M finally posted on Instagram, exhausted from the scandal. He said, "I'm not perfect. I made mistakes, but you don't know the whole story." Instead of accepting responsibility, he played the victim by claiming that he and Yandi had been apart for months, which Jasmine understood. Then, he had the audacity to imply that Yandi was just truth. And if you can't give it to me, we have nothing else to talk about. Making this public for attention was the last straw. Brave Jasmine Bleu revealed the purported last receipts, extra messages, and screenshots of EMS statement, saying that he was ready to move on and that he was done with Yandi. The public panicked, thinking that this marriage was over, and Yandi supporters were fed up with men pressuring him to step down in public. His support was eroding to the point where his own people started to drag him. However, you did this to yourself, and you look foolish now, man. The situation was a complete mess, and the fight was just getting started. Will Yandi leave for good? Will Mendeecees try to win her back? And what about Jasmine Bleu? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, this scandal was far from over. Which brings this crazy situation story to a close for the time being. However, will there be more drama in the future? Or will Yandi leave me for good? Will there be a shocking reconciliation? Most importantly, is Jasmine Bleu being honest, or is she just pulling a practical joke? Please share your thoughts in the comments section if you think that MBEs were always this way, or if you still have more to the story about love and hip-hop never ends. If you want to be updated on the most shocking discoveries, the most significant scandals, and the real behind the scenes, click the subscribe button now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Yandi should have the courage to try hitting the like button. This drama isn't over yet. You should watch our next video. I assure you, it will get much more intense, more insane.